It is early morning and it is cold. The other day it was 80 degrees here. Today it is 30. So I'm bundled up in all the stuff I got out of storage units recently, the Carhartts and the beanies and everything. And today's gonna be a good day. Dad's coming out here. We're finally gonna go ahead and finish up. I'll show you what we're gonna do over here. And we're gonna finish the gate. Not totally. I think we're gonna put like a little decorative piece up top possibly over here. So we might do like a little decorative piece like right here, something that's like wood maybe to fancy it up a little bit, doll it up. But other than that, what we're gonna do today, and I'll show you when the system gets here, is we're putting a arm here, beep, bop, boop, to open it. Dad did an immense amount of research and we did get a solar powered / battery powered unit. I think it's called the Ghost. I don't know 100% what it's called, but it had really good reviews, so we're going to use that one. There's a couple of Tractor Supply that are a lot cheaper, but the reviews just weren't there on them, and these had super good reviews. Let's see if the ditch is actually froze up, because it is freezing out here. No, it's not cold enough for freezing, but it looks like it snowed. Check it out. Look, see all that white? That's frost. That's ridiculous. Look, it definitely snowed out here. That's a pretty picture. Take a look. Oh yeah, definitely snowage. Just kidding. It is 30 degrees and I did not do anything to the RV yet. Probably gonna regret that one. Are these froze? Nah, they ain't froze. That's good, because when it gets really cold, what we have to do is turn this off, alleviate all the pressure in here, and drain all the pipes down there, because they will freeze because they're all exposed. Not a huge deal. I didn't think it was going to get this cold. I thought it said only 35, but right now it's 30. So last night I think it was in its 20s. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead, unlock everything, go get some nice warm coffee. I don't see Midnight around. She's probably up underneath one of the cars, I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and open everything up before Dad gets here. Get some coffee on, because you definitely need that to start working. So I did find Midnight. She was up underneath the cars. And she hasn't yet got in the bed yet, but we're keeping it out there, like the little house. And we put some catnip in it, but she's starting to warm up to it, I think. She actually lays next to it. I saw her look inside the other day. So I think eventually she will end up getting in there. And it's nice and warm, too, in there. So she's a smart cat. She'll make it work. But what we're going to do today, like I said, is go ahead and put the opening arm. And it's nice because it is solar powered. It does have a battery, has really good reviews. Remote to it. We'll probably have to buy a couple more remotes, and then we will go from there. We've also definitely decided, I think I said this before, but we are going to plant, instead of doing a fence all the way down there, again, because it's not for really security purposes. Like I said, it's definitely just for privacy purposes. We definitely going to plant plants from this side all the way down into a hedgerow. We just have to find the right plant. I want it to stay green 24/7, 365 days a year. And then also I want it to be like very hardy, where it's hard to kill, obviously, because, you know, it's going to be out there. And I don't know if I have to water it or whatever, because it's such a long way, honestly. And also I want it to grow fast and at least get up to 8 foot tall. Not like super huge. I don't want like 50 foot somethings over there, but at least 8 foot tall, 10 foot tall, green, just boom. I think that would look awesome. And then after we get the ditch situated, because we do own a little bit on the other side of this, we might actually do that here too. We might plant some stuff, because we actually own a little bit on the other side of the ditch, so we could probably clear that. But we're not gonna mess with this side until, you know, like people start tearing down these trees. But definitely on this side. So if you all have that type of plant, we live in South Carolina, on the northern side of South Carolina. What type of plant is that? Criteria: it stays green year round, hardy, so it's hard to kill, grows fast, and also gets between at least 6 to 10 foot tall, but not much bigger than 10 foot, and is fairly reasonably priced. That's a lot of stuff to figure out, but I think we can do it. And then I don't know if we would plant them or have somebody come in and plant them. I'm thinking that they could just deliver them maybe, and then we could dig holes with that thing, or I don't know. I've never planted anything in my life, I think, like that big. So, because I would want to buy ones that are already kind of big, so I'm not starting with like a tiny little sapling type of deal. And then I want them to be fairly mature, like big already, maybe 4 foot. And so it might be expensive, but hey, listen, I don't have time for it to, I want the privacy now. That's why a fence is good, where you put up a fence and boom, you have privacy right when you're done doing the fence. But I think the greenery is going to look a lot better over there in the backyard rather than another fence. So, but again, we're just waiting on Dad. This stuff came out of a unit here, the bin unit, and we just found just a whole bunch of stuff, honestly, for the house also. So we're going to go ahead and keep all this stuff. These Norwex wipes are really, really good. They're like dusters and stuff, but they're very expensive. So we'll keep this in the shop. And then we got some spray paint that we liked, and also a couple jump boxes, I think, are in the other place. Got some cutters here. And then you have some, I always like putty knives or smoothing tools. They're always useful for all types of stuff. So anytime I find one of these in the storage unit, I keep them. But that bin unit will be coming out, I think, in a couple days. Maybe like a week, I think, from the Bearded Thrift Machine channel. It is absolutely insane. We're not actually done it yet. I think so far it's been 4 videos. Each video is over an hour long, and each video has something really, really good found in it. So it was a $2,300 unit, and it has been insane. The stuff that we actually kept, because we usually, I mean, if you guys have been watching, we don't keep a whole bunch of stuff from storage units. We cherry pick what we want. We give away a ton. So a lot of times we don't keep like roomfuls of stuff. Check out how much stuff we kept from this locker. This is how good the locker is. Also, I got to come in the barn and check the temperature in here. I did not turn the heat on, so it's probably chilly. Check all this stuff out. This is all the good stuff that we're keeping. Absolutely. Is that a Fluey or a Louie? I don't know. You'll have to tune into the Bearded Thrift Machine, but check all that stuff out. Now, a good portion of it we actually are going to donate to somebody. So that there is that, but we also did save a lot of stuff. Oh, I did turn the heat on in here. It feels pretty good. Let's see what the temperature is in here. I can tell the heat is cranking. The heat's at 68. And it's 66 in here. This barn obviously does not have the best insulation. There's no insulation at the top at all. So cold air sinks, hot air rises. So this stuff is probably just, the cold air is probably coming through the roof and everything. But hey, 66 is better than 30. I'll tell you that right now. Also, if y'all are wondering, we are doing this project next. I think today, Dad and I are going to head up to, there's a lumber yard up the road here, and we're going to head up there and see if they have the stuff we want, and then maybe order that stuff today so we can get this done. Because after this is done, then we can start working on the Mustang and tinkering around with that thing. Because right now, there's no reason to put the Mustang in here, like I said before, start taking it apart, have to move it out and everything. But I think you guys were right off the rip, is that, well, again, we thought we were going to have enough space, time, and money, I guess, to build a big shop here, and I don't know if that's what we're gonna do. So we might as well hold off on that, get this done. And the door was awesome, and once this is done, this will be good. I'm thinking about doing a floor in here. I'm not 100% exactly what floor to do, but if you're on the ground, you don't want it to be textured, you know, if you're up under a car, because it would be very uncomfortable. Actually, concrete's really not that bad if you throw maybe a little towel on it or a piece of cardboard or something. It's not terrible down there. It is a little cold though. If it's freezing outside and you get on that concrete, it is cold. And because in here right now, not too shabby. I think what is it? 43. But this will be the next thing that we're going to do after the little gate that we're going to finish up today. Then the big one is me and Dad today also are going to put our heads together and figure out exactly what we're going to do to secure this area. Do we move the fence up here to make it parallel with this fence over here? Or do we keep that really nice front yard look and then do something just right here? But there's a whole bunch of issues doing it this way, and there's really not a whole bunch of issues other than making the gates the other way, because up here, driveway is very concave, like I said, so we'll have to bend some metal, do some stuff to make that work. If I do it this way, I don't know. We'll put our heads together, see exactly, you know, what has to be done. If you do more gates equals more openers make, you know, is more money. Honestly, the most expensive part of this entire thing so far, making gates and all, doing everything that we're doing, even this, was the opener for the gate was the most expensive thing we bought so far. So it is what it is. You know, you start making 4 or 5 gates to open up and you need 4 or 5 openers, it starts to get a little costly, you know what I'm saying? Because we still have to very soon, probably in the next 2 years, paint this house. And before it gets painted, it's got to have some repairs done to some of the wood siding. So you're talking, that's another bit. But you know, we knew this in my last video. I went over that you know, we knew this going into this property, that it was going to be just solid maintenance. It's 100 years old. They did redo it 5 years ago. So like the paint should probably last more than 5 years, you know, on a house, obviously. So not that great. So we'll have to repaint that. But we knew this going into it, so we're not beat up about it. Also, in the last video, I really didn't go over what I would have done differently. And I really wouldn't have done anything differently other than I would have started earlier. I should have started YouTube earlier. That would have made me learn a little bit more. I should have really learned how to do you know, proper checks on eBay earlier to make sure I was buying the correct thing, because I wasted a lot of money in the beginning buying stuff that was not sellable, and that just wasted a ton of time and money. Time due to the fact that I still bought it, cleaned it, tested it, listed it, sat for a long time, ended up donating it 2 years later. So and that takes up space. So sell-through rates are really key when it comes to selling on eBay and actually selling anywhere. Now, Whatnot, you can get away with a little bit more, like, I wouldn't say trendy stuff, but stuff that might be saturated on eBay, but it's selling for cheaper on Whatnot, so people come over there and get a deal on it. Little trinkets and knickknacks and stuff that are still very sellable on eBay. It just may take a little bit longer to sell on eBay. But other than that, I wouldn't have done anything different for these last 6 years. I think everything has been, it has happened for a reason. It has not been easy, I will tell you that. It is not one of these things where you just start a YouTube channel or eBay store and you start making money immediately. Like I said before, 2 years, nothing on YouTube. And honestly, 2 years before I turned any type of profit and paid myself on the eBay store. So ride, but like I said on the other video, we just getting started. So enough about that. Let's go ahead and wait for Dad. I want to message him. He should have been here. I think he said by 8. But they do live. We live pretty. It's 8:02, Dad. 8:02. If I back in the day, if we were going to work and he showed up and I showed up 2 minutes late, I don't want to tell you what would happen, but we'll give him a little bit of a leeway here because he's coming through Conway probably, and all the buses are out today most likely. I don't know if school's in. It's very quiet here though. There's literally nothing going on in the city of Lars. All right, well, I'll wait for him, then we'll open up the ghost opener and we'll see how this thing works.
Well, good morning. So we are going to get ready for the Whatnot show for this Saturday. It's going to be an all Christmas pin show, and it's going to be jewelry. So I'm going to show you guys what I have so far. So these are the Christmas pins that I have laid out so far. I've definitely tried to like pair them with like things. The bigger ones I'll sell by themselves, but the little ones I tried to pair, and I think I have a little bit more. So I'm going to do that also. Then I've got some Alex and Ani bracelets. Then I have Christmas bracelet, and I put it with these little earrings. Then I have some rings so far, and then I have necklaces, and what I'm doing is I'm pairing them with earrings that I think look really well together. So like this is like stone, it's like a stone heart, and these are stones in here. So I think that'll look really good. And we'll see how they do. I feel like people would enjoy having earrings and a necklace. So the pairing I think will do really good. And the bigger necklaces I've kind of left to themselves. If I do run into earrings that match these, which these kind of do, but this is not gold. So I try to pair that with a gold one. But if I do find more earrings that pair up with these, I will definitely add those as well because I think they'll do a lot better. And all of the profit that we get from this show is going to be donated to local charities in our area. So let me go in and show you what I'm working with in my jewelry kitchen. It is a mess and it looks like a bomb went off. So let's go in there and I'll show you what I mean. So this is what we're working with. We got a storage unit with tons of jewelry. So I am going through that. I'm trying to go through jewelry that I have here, and it is just a mess. I've got jewelry here. I've got jewelry here. I've got jewelry here. I've got jewelry over here. So, you know, we're we're a little scattered, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize this stuff a little bit better because it definitely needs, I'm getting overwhelmed. And I always do this for some reason. I just put stuff everywhere and then I'm like overwhelmed. And then I say, well, why did you do this in the first place? Why didn't you just tackle it one step at a time? But me, I go from one thing to another, I'm like, so I just need to collect my thoughts, calm down. All this doesn't have to be done in a day. I don't have to test all this jewelry today. It is kind of exciting when we do get a lot of jewelry, especially like gold and silver and things, because I do like to clean it and organize it and stuff like that, because to me it's just really, really fun. I never really liked jewelry until we started doing storage units and I started finding more and more different pieces. I am really loving the jewelry right now. So I am going to organize, get my thoughts together, get this place cleaned up, and then we're going to move on. So while I was cleaning up, I forgot that I had these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lot these up in threes. They're stretchy rings that are paparazzi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lot 3 of these up. I actually already did some. These are like little ones and they are pink. There's some in here. So I'll just lot these up in 3. And also I found, let me show you guys the rest of these. Look at those. Those are really pretty. Then we've got these. And I'm just gonna lot these up. I might even add more together. Oh, look at that one. That's pretty. It's like a stone. We got yellow and purple. And then we've got just silver. That's pretty too. That looks like a stone. So yeah, those are really pretty. Oh, we got one more. We've got green and blue and gold. And they're all stretchy, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then I found these. So what I'm gonna do is when something like this sells with the earrings and things, I'm gonna put it in a bag so that way if they are giving it as a gift for Christmas, then that way they'll kind of be lotted up in a bag already. So I did find those. Let's see what else. So you just never know what you're gonna find when you clean up your area. I'm gonna go back in there. It's not fun, but I am finding a lot of stuff, so we'll see what else we can find. All right, so the area is cleaned up, and this is all the jewelry that I have to go through. So I will do that either today or later on. There is a lot of really good jewelry. It's so hard not to just go ahead and go through it, but I'm leaving it right here. Got to go over to the whatnot area so I can show you that. All right, so what I did was I took some of the rings that I had and I put it with the necklace. So like this ring right here, see how pretty that goes with that? So I did make some bundles up to see how they do. And I left the earrings on with some of them also. Then I put bundles of rings. I ended up doing 4 in a pack. So that is those. And then I've got the pins here. I've got the pins in the bags. And then I've got my giveaways. So I've got my area cleaned up. I've got the whatnot stuff all set up. So I do have to go into whatnot and add the different items in there. But let's go see what Julian and his dad has done with the gate.
Dad is gone and it's actually midday. We got this done very quickly. We got some other things done. Let's take a look at what we did. I do have to program another remote. So let's go grab the other remote real quick, program that one, and then we'll show you the setup on the opener. There is a magnetic locking device that we're probably going to get instead of the manual locking device that we have. So let's go ahead and show you guys what we got going on. The Ghost is actually, the setup is really easy. Like I showed a little bit, this was the setup, super easy stuff. It wasn't that bad. The hardest part is actually programming these, which is going to be the remotes. They are kind of hard. There's a special way you got to do it, which makes sense. And this is this. So this is starting where you have to start with one, go to the other one. So let's go ahead and program it. And then we'll go ahead and open this gate up and show you what we did. Also, who remembers this? He is determined to get me this drill press to work, which I like. We had to drill a couple things with his drill press, and it works great, way better than doing it by hand type of deal. These are great. The thing is that one of the shaft was bent on it. So Dad was able to, or with my help and his help, we were able to figure out how to get the shaft out of there. And then he's going to go home on Ebu and see if we can get a shaft down here that's not bent. These things, it doesn't have a name. It does have a name like up in here, but you can't see nothing. Actually, with a phone, you might be able to see something. Hold on. We can't find a name on it, but this right here, if you try to buy one of these now locally, you might be able to buy one for $300, $400, $500. New, they're $500 to $900, all depending on the size and everything. This is a good one. It's got a nice base. We're not going to attach it to the floor. It's very sturdy as it is. We might end up attaching it to the floor, depending on where I'm going to put it. I might put it over there by the chimney, or because whatever you're drilling, if it's long, you want to have the ability to put, drill longer things. You can't just shove it up against the wall, because what are you going to drill with that? So I don't exactly know where we're going to put it, but it's going to come in handy, I guarantee it, with the projects that we have going on. Also, we still have to get to some of the projects done on the RV, which I don't know if that's going to happen today or tomorrow. I was hoping we'd get a huge fire going tonight because it is cold. So the fire would be super nice in the backyard. I might start it now, actually. We did run out of wood, so I will have to go find some more wood. All right, so everything is all nice and cleaned up. Kayla's going to come out and I'll show her exactly with the gate, but 100% we're going to get the magnetic thing. I was going to show her from upstairs. Totally forgot that I had locked it already. And if you do that real bad, I think it would just burn up the engine and in the little swing arm guy. So this on the back burner until Dad can find the shaft thing to do that. I might move that over there, but honestly, nothing's coming in and out of here for a while. Because until we do the ceiling stuff. So I'm going to be on the lookout for the ceiling stuff. We're doing tongue and groove, just wood. It's going to look good. We're not doing it over here. We're only going to do it in bay 1 and 2, like I said before. And then I don't even know. I was going to do the floor in some sort of like garage thing. The thing is that I work on the car a lot. So a lot of that's really kind of like for show. And it ain't a show car yet, or I don't think it ever will be. But if I ever buy the Mustang GT 500 and I don't have to work on it, I would definitely put some cool stuff here, like a checkered flag or something like that would look cool. But what we're gonna go ahead and do is we had 2 Ebu orders from, I think it was the last time I was listing, which was not that long ago. We sold 2 things, and I think we sold them for $300. Miko's probably howling right now. The old ambulance. So let's go upstairs. I'll show you what's sold. $250 on this bad boy. Ain't too shabby. And $60 on the banana peeler. So Kayla's outside. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited to see what y'all did.
Check out your gate. Go look at it. Go look at your very expensive gate opener thingamajiggy.
Is that the solar?
That's the solar panel to it.
Man.
These got little batteries in here. There's 2 little batteries. The little batteries here being charged. This is all the controls and stuff. This I'll make look better, but I need to go out today maybe to Tractor Supply and get wire thingamajiggies to hold this to there. And then we can either paint them black or white or whatever, probably or brown or something like that. And then we will get, like I told him already, the magnetic thing, because this just ain't gonna work. Because one of us is gonna forget.
What kind of magnetic thing?
It's a magnetic lock, but see how the wind blows it? And it is actually very forceful on that. So we're gonna have to get the magnetic block or the magnetic lock to keep that, because the wind coming from north to south, east to west, I don't know nothing about directions.
North to south.
North to south is a lot on this property. It goes from the front of the property to the back of the property a lot. So this is gonna have to be locked up somehow like that. But see, when it's not, it's perfectly up against it, looks good. So when you're in your Jeep, you just go, oh, I want to leave. I'm going to go Jeeping somewhere.
Wow.
She opens and she closes, or opens. Is it going to hit the AC? Is it not going to hit the AC? Nobody knows. Oh, or does it go perfectly like that?
Wow.
All right, then when you drive out, all you're gonna do is hit this button. It's gonna go ahead and beep on this side to tell you that it's closing. And you're gonna sit and wait for a second as it closes. You'll be on the other side. It'll reach.
Sure.
Because it reached when I was actually in the barn. So this, you go real slow, tighten up, And there you have it. We will immediately get the other ones. We'll have it on there. Then Dad can come out, or I can do it. Where I'll just have to like, it's got to be something with a wire that's got to go across here, or we'll have to trench it under here or something. But we'll make it work. It's not that hard. But other than that, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, it's cold outside today.
Yeah, Midnight's in her bed just chilling. It was freezing in the morning, but look, she's in the sun, just relaxing. Now, the next video I think that we're gonna go ahead and do is you do want to do the doo-doo. You said doo-doo, child. We do want to do the strut things in the RV, but we got to go get the certain things for those. So we'll have to go ahead and get that. And then also what we're gonna do is I'm gonna paint that a little bit, but that probably won't be on video. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done with that gate. I said before we might do a little thing on top, but that'll be really far in advance. We gotta get the sealing done and a whole bunch of stuff done before that. But I think that it's gonna go ahead and do it. We'll do that. I think we're gonna head to Tractor Supply here in a little bit to go pick up maybe some more firewood to do a fire tonight. And then also I might start working on the struts later on.
Yes, and a lot of people are worried about Midnight being under the Jeep. When we go and open the door, she's gone. So we don't even have to crank up the car, but we still look for her and things. So she's very safe underneath there, I promise.
Yeah, she does good. She's I
Yeah,
mean,
she's an outside cat.
She's an outside cat. She's always looking and doing stuff. So I think that's going to end it. I know this is a very short video. We do apologize. But yesterday was Thanksgiving. This is coming out, I think, a day after or 2 days after Thanksgiving. So we didn't film for 2 days. So we apologize for the short video, but we will be back to longer videos. The next video we do appreciate. We will see you tomorrow.